Good Thursday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about the cars and trucks and SUVs and dogs, motorcycles. And here we go. Here's the usual morning routine. This perfect time when my neighbor's walking out the door with his dog the minute I walk out the door. Amazing. Come on, Scout. So we got a dog over here that's found something in the yard that he wants to eat. So hey, morning. Thanks for tuning in today and watching my channel. Appreciate the nice comments and the support here on the Ice Age TV YouTube morning conversations. And looks like the dog's our own mission this morning, which just isn't good because it'll delay me getting into my office to do what I got to do to get the day going. They're going to discount my content. They're going to take away from my time. Willow, come on up here. Come on, Scout. So that dog there, he's eating something, which that's not good. So anyways, all right, here we are heading to the shop. Here's the Jeep Gladiator Mojave. I swear that this roof that has the panels that come out in the front has less downforce than the Bronco. This Bronco, it's just terrible. It's just terrible, and air just comes down and hits you on your head. And all the dogs here are going to create a problem this morning, which, yeah, that's not good because it's going to totally just ruin how I make my videos here. But I have no choice but to turn it off. Oh, the dogs. If anybody has dogs, you have no idea if you own dogs how troublesome they are. I mean, dogs, such a fine line owning dogs. I mean, they're a pain in the butt. I mean, they really are. There's so much work. And they're a huge liability. Any dog gets out your property, yeah, how does that play out? All right, we did some more motorcycle riding yesterday. Come on, Pops, let's go. Come on. And didn't ride the Harleys, rode the Hondas for the first time. And just, it's so huge. It is such a huge difference from that product line to the Honda line. I mean, it's radical. You ride different things you just don't understand. And that's the thing about life. That's always been my passion, having so many different cars, and because of how they're all so different and they have their own personality. And there really is a big difference. But you'll probably discount me on those comments, right? So what's today's theme today? We'll call it the discount day. They're going to say you're going to discount my content of what's real and what's not, right? Don't need the heat on, need the fan on because it's warm. The warmth is here and it's staying pretty consistent now, even though this area is notorious for in May it's 50 and raining and you're freezing your butt off. Yeah. All right, cuddle dogs in and get the day going here. And yeah, we rode the Honda Fury and a Honda Rebel yesterday and even changed it up. So my daughter rode the Honda Fury at first, and then I rode the Honda Rebel, the Honda Fury, but then I rode the Honda Rebel 1100 DCT bagger bike. And it's a really small platform bike. It's the Rebel suspension of the 300, the 500, and the 1100. For the most part, it's the same frame. It's a great beginner bike, but for me, I mean, I start getting cramped up on the thing. So it's not a 100-mile. You can ride 100 miles, 200 miles, but yeah, right. You're going to be so cramped up and not comfortable. And so we rode those, and then we switched out. Coming back in, I rode the Honda Fury, and sure enough, my tailbone was killing me by the time we got back in on the two bikes. We had a good ride. The kid had fun. I had videos. Made videos of it if you wanted to watch videos from yesterday. But anyway, so today's conversation is all about discount. And what spurred that conversation? Well, it just spurred, to me this morning, I just got to thinking it's incredible. If you're following my channel and you're seeing how yesterday I looked at a Jeep Grand Wagoneer, never even planned on that yesterday. I mean, I didn't. I run up to town to take care of some business. By the time I got back in from town, I was sick of the damn Bronco with those tops off of the Bronco of all the air. I was working on a Bronco yesterday and drive around the Beltway and everything, but I was like, there's no way. And I took the tops off, and those are back in the shop, and I turned around and went back home because there's just no way. Just too much downforce, too much noise, just not comfortable. So when I got back in, the sales guy at the dealer, Dodge Jeep dealer, calls me and he's telling me he's got the perfect car for me. And I'm like, no, you don't. So just for heck of it, I said, well, you ever get a Jeep Wagoneer, Grand Wagoneer? He said, oh, yeah, I got one here sitting in the showroom. So went up here, looked at that. We went ahead and kind of structured a deal, even though I'm like, am I going to give up my Challenger for that? The reason is the Challenger has huge equity in it. That Challenger, I put a lot of money down that car, so it's got a lot of money that I can use to buy something else if I want to. But to give it up for a cheap Wagoneer, yeah, I'm with you. But at the same time, it's the same old story. I go and buy cars, and I go look at cars, and it's like the energy I bring with it brings somebody else to the table. So sure enough, here's another couple now wanting that vehicle. So when I'm there, the word's out, there's another couple coming to come get it. And I'm just, yep, here we go. So, but the reason I bring this up, discount, is because I usually can kind of get the deals. And I'm not like the magician of buying cars and getting the greatest, best deal all the time. But a lot of times I do kind of finagle some pretty good numbers. And so I just thought to myself this morning, yeah, it's incredible on how yesterday I had a deal done on that Grand Wagoneer for really like $8,000 off the sticker. And a couple came in and they paid full retail. So the deal got done. I mean, the deal was approved. It was just me saying yes or no. And I just like, nah, I'm just not going to use my Dodge Challenger wide body Gold Rush, red eye, 1 of 34 for one of those. I mean, that'd be foolish. I get it. But I like to go experiment and have my fun if you watch my videos. And that was a nice car. That was one of the more nice Wagoneers that I think would be a pretty good package for the wife in the end, in all reality. But then I finally got out of the owner yesterday. How much should the guy pay for the Ram TRX? How much did the guy that showed up after I negotiated $5,000, like $4,000 basically off MSRP on the Ram TRX? Well, if you watch my channel, a guy bought that thing over the weekend and I never got the truck and he paid like $17,000 over. So it just cracks me up on how people don't expect a discount anymore buying a car. Even during the pandemic, I had a Ford Raptor 37 down a Coon Sterling Ford deal, all done. If I wanted the deal, and they were on like 30 over, 25 over, and if memory serves me right, I got them down to like maybe 12 over or something. I just can't remember. But the guy, I just still didn't like the deal, so I walked away from it. And the guy right behind me basically walked in and paid $25,000 over. So it's like, how do I get a commission? That's what I told the owner yesterday. It's like, where's my Ram TRX commission? Where is that where I created that? Because I can guarantee you the salespeople at that dealership on that Sunday evening are telling this person, there's a guy coming back here Monday to buy the car should the financing get approved. And that just spurs the urgency of you better buy it right now, or you're going to lose the deal, buddy. And so I just seems like I spur that. I bring the energy to the dealership. Yeah, I'm not here to say that, I'm the car guy that creates all the sales, but it's just weird in how I finagle deals, unbeknownst to the people. I mean, to me, it would be just incredible if I was to run into these people outside the dealership and go, how much did you just pay for that car? And then I said, well, just so you know, that's what I had the deal done with. And their jaw would drop. They'd be livid. I would. I'd be so pissed off if I found out that I paid $125,000 for a Ram TRX truck and a guy had a deal ahead of me for $100K. Oh my gosh. So the discount, where it seems like the vocabulary word discount has kind of disappeared in the language of this economy for like the last 2, 3 years. I mean, does anybody remember getting a house discounted? All you hear is the houses are being priced over what somebody wants for, a bidding war. Has anybody been getting discounts on cars per se? I mean, yeah, that's kind of starting to change. But at the same time, for the last few years, is anybody hearing the word discount when you go to buy a car? I'm not talking about now. I mean, that is changing now. But overall, and then, the claims and the facts, can you discount what the dealerships tell you? Does it really have the value if they're telling you the facts the way it is? I mean, does everybody now have a discounted used car? Yeah. I mean, yeah, a lot of people now have used cars that are 10% plus less value because of the change in the market. Even though you hear, you're hearing still stories. I mean, Toyota, they still have like no car inventory. Look up your your local Toyota dealership and look for new car inventory. They don't have much of anything. It's incredible. And so is Toyota discounting their stuff? No. I mean, Toyota, for the most part, are marking their things up still. So there's no discount per se at Toyota dealership because they can't get the new cars to support the brand. They're selling all used cars. Has anybody really noticed how the main lots of all these car dealerships at a lot of places are basically used cars and not new cars? Even though you go to like the Jeep, Ram, Dodge side, and respectable. You go to the Ford side, respectable. Ford side, what's really interesting is F-150 series, there's a lot of trucks out there. F-250, nope. So the F-250, the Super Duty series on the Ford side is still a challenge. Very challenging. So if you go to a Ford dealer, expect a discount on the Super Duty series, it's not going to happen. Especially a dually. If you want like an F-450 dually right now, you can't even find them. I mean, they're not even making them. It's radical. Yes. So don't expect a discount on that. And let's look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk called up that BBC reporter. Yeah, he discounted his comments. Anybody watch that? You need to watch it. That's classic. How Elon Musk truly discounted the content of the BBC reporter. Elon Musk has discounted NPR to the point that NPR is signing off at Twitter from Elon Musk's statements of it being a state-run media machine. So they're like, we're out. We don't want to deal with Elon Musk's attitude anymore because he's challenged us on the content that we bring to people, and he's discounting the facts of what we bring, and they're not happy. But for Elon Musk, it's like a double-edged sword. Elon Musk, here's a guy that went to D.C. and got the big government handout to start the electric company called Tesla. And the presentation was he was going to have a discounted people's car, for the people to buy from his company that would be very reasonably priced. And that's the thing. You got to wonder, what other people showed up to propose building electric cars, but just told the government the way it was, that there would be no way possible for it to be an affordable car anytime soon. Back in 2007, 8, years when Elon apparently, or 9, whatever year it was, he got the money from the Obama administration to start Tesla. I mean, the criteria, from my understanding, was the government was you had to bring an affordable car to the American people to qualify to get the $1 billion money to help you build a infrastructure of electric car company. All right, well, has anybody seen a discounted Tesla? That the people, does anybody remember that, for Elon Musk, he built the elite car. I mean, come on. The Model S, the Model X, are these $50,000 cars? Those are status cars. I mean, how many people live in areas where you saw the lawyers and the realtors and the professionals, all the high income earners buying these Teslas left and right? I mean, it was a huge statement. It was like buying a high-end Mercedes Benz, high-end BMW. I mean, that's all I saw. That's all I witnessed was the rich people. I didn't see any guy that works for the garbage company that makes a mediocre income driving a Tesla. I mean, maybe somebody else did. I don't know. But so here's the thing: you have to discount Elon's his real original business plan, that it was supposed to bring an affordable car to the market. And so some people argue that, he has. Yeah, like 15 years later, I mean, all right, 12 years later, the Model Y or Model 3 and the Model Y, but even those aren't like cheap cars. And so for Elon Musk, he saved a lot of money by not even advertising. Have you ever seen any Tesla commercials? Do you realize how much money Elon, saved from just a word of mouth and the cult? I mean, so many years ago, the Tesla base was looked at as a cult base. And what's really intriguing is so many people bought into the Tesla stock, and you didn't hear any real general media negativity on the Tesla product to discount its reliability or discount its value. You didn't hear any of that. And for me, so many years, well, of course you don't, because these stock investors want to see that value go through the roof, and it's going to be mum's a word. They're not going to talk about the imperfections of Tesla and the challenges of lie ahead, because people wanted that stock to double, triple, quadruple, go through the roof. So many people made so much money out of the Tesla stock. Smart people that bought into that Tesla stock, and smart people that wouldn't allow the cult to start tarnishing the brand of its imperfections. So for Elon Musk, here's what they're saying right now. People are sitting on the sidelines because they're waiting for the continued discounts. Because Elon Musk, for the first time ever, last year started discounting his product line. And in big ways. I talked about it here last week, about how he's taken up to like $30,000 off of his Model S and Model X vehicles, and like $10,000 and $20,000 off of the Model 3 or the Model Y, whatever. So, but now they're saying a lot of people think that more discounts are coming, so they're sitting on the sidelines, not want to buy a Tesla because they expect more discounts. Wow. So for Elon Musk, he's like created his own problem to a degree. At the same time, I don't see how that's truly going to make the difference of people going out and buying Teslas with the numbers really, caving, even though there are a lot of unhappy people that bought a car and like a month later, the huge discounts came out. So, how do you feel about that? Who hasn't been through that? Look at me. I got these electric vehicles, and they're all being discounted now. I went and looked on the cars.com this morning, and it's interesting. It's about the same amount of electric Mach-E's and electric F-150s. There's like 151 Mach-E's in the market, and there's like 56 F-150s. But what I'm seeing in F-150 Lightning trucks is they're discounting them. So they're finally now discounting the F-150 Lightning truck. And mine from Kuhn Sterling Ford, I guess, finally sold because they probably finally, discounted it. But here's the thing. The dealerships tell me that these electric vehicles have no money in them. There's just no money. So my guess is these dealers would be the first to tell you, we just got off our lot. That's all we did. We didn't make any money. Actually, we lost money. I'd be amazed if the average Ford dealer wouldn't reach out and he'd be sincere and say, we lost money on that order from the Iceman. The Iceman ordered that metallic stone, F-150 Lariat, extended range. It was like an $88,000 truck, $89,000 truck. And we ended up having to discount it and get rid of it. So we made nothing. We paid to get rid of it. If people don't think that happens in car industry, then you're foolish. I mean, car dealerships get caught with their pants down all the time. I mean, I'm watching the market. The Ram TRX market, it's starting to be discounted. Yeah, I mean, right now there's a lot of Ram TRXs out in the market. The most I've seen per se yet used, and the numbers are still healthy, still good numbers, but at the same time, they're not selling. So what's going on? I mean, what's holding out? Why before a Ram TRX truck would come into a dealership and it'd be gone? Why are people now pulling back and not buying as fast as they were before? Well, I think it's because it's your monies have been discounted. Yeah, I mean the discount for you as a person has happened already with the inflation, at an all-time high, and everything just gotten so expensive. For your income, you've been discounted on your purchasing power. I mean, is that? I mean, can anybody not disagree with that? I mean, good Lord, everything is so expensive. I mean, here McDonald's here has laid off a ton of people. Why? Because people used to spend $12 at McDonald's. $14 at McDonald's is now $20. Some people are like, yeah, but it's just $6 more. Yeah, but if you're a regular McDonald's person, that's $6 more, over 3 days. That's close to the meal that you used to buy in 2. Yeah, I mean, conservative, that's, if you're paying $12, you're paying $6 more than, just in 2 days, you've bought the meal you used to buy in 1 day. So here's another angle that's going on in the automotive industry is the nickel manganese carbon NMC, and then the LPF, the lithium iron phosphate. Yeah. So you get the nickel manganese carbon battery, which is the most dominant battery in the market. And then you now have what's coming to the market, the lithium phosphate iron battery, or lithium iron phosphate, LPV. And so there's two differences in those batteries is, well, first of all, the LPV is cheaper. So it's a more affordable battery. But the downside is it's not a long-range battery. And it can't get the power out of it like you do the NMC, the most dominant lithium iron battery in most of the vehicles. But the nickel battery is a challenge of getting the raw materials. And the iron phosphate battery isn't as challenging. So for Elon Musk and other car manufacturers like Ford, they're going to discount electric cars. They're going to be a little cheaper cars because of that new battery technology. And they're going to be more on the page that people are going to buy the beater electric car that's just a commuter car or get around the town car, and not be the car that somebody's thinking more of a long road trip, or they want all the power. They'll accept 500 horsepower or 400 horsepower motor-wise, electric-wise, over, the 800 horsepower. So that's a whole new trend that's happening as we speak, and that's going to be the infrastructure of major battery manufacturers this point on. Just get away from the Russia reliance and other countries we're not so friendly with, and they're not so friendly with us. So they're trying to revamp the battery infrastructure and look at it a different way and giving people an option to have a more affordable electric car. And so and then here's the next thing. Discount. We all got a discount on fuel over the past year because of what so many told. You could discount so many analysts of what they were saying a year ago about Russia and the Russia oil. And even to the point now, has anybody seen how Russia is back in the oil market with OPEC? You can't fathom. You just can't make this stuff up. Russia was supposed to be shut down by the world bodies, by NATO and the world bodies, that they couldn't sell oil above $60 a barrel, and they had to have their oil taken off the market. But yet here, OPEC, Saudi Arabia, and Russia are buddies to produce oil. I mean, does this make any sense? And they're trying to get the barrel of oil back up to $100 barrel oil because they don't want to accept that people have lost their power of buying things, and people have pulled back, and some of the other variables that have taken the world market of oil, the use that it isn't being used up like they predicted it would be. I mean, just oh my gosh, it's just, and it's like I was talking earlier about Elon Musk. Elon Musk discounted the BBC's journalist on statements that he made to Elon, and Elon then challenged him on his statements to give an example of what statements that this guy said that he had read or seen or whatever it may be or heard, and the guy couldn't respond. He couldn't respond. I mean, it's a great video to watch. It's a great conversation that just reinforces more than today that so many things are being said by others that should be discounted, but they're not. I mean, more than ever in our society, people make these statements and people follow along with these theories and ideology and views, but nobody ever discounts them. Nobody ever challenges their what they say it's going to be or what's right versus wrong. And for the most part, the media machine just, toe heels along with the agenda to advance the agenda, while nobody like Elon Musk stands up and says, hey, show me an example. Tell me the facts. Let me see what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, wow. Is that powerful? Elon Musk, he's the next major problem for the liberal media. I mean, there was another guy that used to be a major problem, but now you have to think about it. Elon Musk is now borderline the media's worst enemy ever. And so I've talked about it so much last fall on how Elon Musk wanted to buy Twitter. But why? Now, Elon Musk in an interview, he claims that he didn't want to buy Twitter, but he was forced to buy it because he was being sued. So he bought Twitter. But now it's X. Yeah, so now Twitter, really, the official company name of Twitter now is X. It used to be a Delaware holding company. Now it's a Las Vegas, Nevada holding company. So Elon Musk officially has moved Twitter from being a corporation or whatever structure he has out of Delaware to Nevada, because Nevada's laws protect people in the organization differently than in Delaware. So that's the reason people incorporate in different states. It's before, however you want to look at liabilities and lawsuits and this and that. So, and now Twitter is really company X, but he's not going to take the Twitter name away. But the real owner of the company now is called X, like SpaceX and all those other things that he's doing. So can we discount Elon Musk? And here's the thing. Elon Musk on Twitter was wanting to charge you like $8 a month to have like the premium account. And not so many bought into that. So that idea didn't go very far. And yeah, so anyways, for me today, I just kind of woke up this morning thinking to myself, more than ever, I've been living in times where it seems like the word discount has really kind of been removed from the vocabulary. I mean, and me being such a car enthusiast, motorcycle enthusiast, truck enthusiast, so many, and for me, going to these car dealerships and motorcycle dealerships, and the word discount was like, that vocabulary didn't exist anymore. The vocabulary more was, well, we got another guy, it should be here any minute to buy that vehicle if you don't want it, or that vehicle's already spoken for, or we don't have these vehicles, but yet now, look around, and you just have to wonder how much longer the dealerships can really hold out and the manufacturers can hold out from discounting their products. But there's still so many variables that are still in the marketplace of the challenge of these semiconductors to get the products built to the way the consumers want them and to get the products in the market. So by no means do I think that the major massive discounts of what we saw years ago is happening tomorrow. Does it happen before the year's end? I don't know. It's just so strange because I talk to people in these dealerships And so the local dealership here, they've had a slow month. And it's pretty interesting. I could really see that in the owner's type of energy yesterday. I could feel he's frustrated. I could feel he's got a lot of challenges. But yet, the good guy that I deal with there, his father runs a dealership in Tampa, Florida. And they're having an incredible month. And March was an incredible month. I mean, so they're down there in that Florida market. If anybody's following the Florida market, you hear there's so many YouTubers out there that preach the doom and gloom. It's always about tomorrow. Ever notice that all these gloom and doom people, all they ever talk about is tomorrow. Is tomorrow. This is what's going to happen tomorrow. And so you just see so many videos of the real estate market collapsing. The car dealership infrastructure. They're all collapsing. But in Florida, really, I mean, sincerely, anybody here that live in Florida can tell me right now that the house that was $750 is now $500. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really following that market right now. I can't see it because everybody wants to move to Florida. I could see it being $750, now it's $725. Maybe $700. I doubt it. It'd only be the houses where people are underwater, where they've overextended themselves and they bought so much house they can't afford and it was so stupidly priced. Can I see that house maybe gets the deal? But overall, I don't think that's the majority of the market in Florida at this time. So I just don't see the discount per se. In Tennessee, where I am down there in Tennessee, it's the same thing. It's a hot area of the market. They're not having to discount the houses. I mean, it's incredible. You'll show house discounted. It was $549, now it's $545. Like, wow. I mean, like, whip-de-doo-dah, right? Yeah, how's everybody doing in their discounted stock portfolio? I mean, is that your conversation? And that's what that was one thing I thought would maybe play out. Boy, could you imagine if you got your ducks in a row and you've got cash and this country ever did really go to really radical markets and you got into the low 20K stock market, boy, oh boy, if you had the money to start buying up some stocks, no doubt in my mind that those stocks eventually would be quadruple, if not 10 times the value once the recovery kind of came in. And now here's the Fed talking about raising another quarter point on the interest rate. And that's what I think to myself, why are we in the situation we're in with this inflation and the crazy housing market, the crazy car market that we've all witnessed? And you have to say to yourself, it's because of the discount of the Fed having 0% interest monies, 1%, 3%. I mean, the money's got so cheap that it opened the door up for everything to be raised in prices like never seen. And people could justify it because the money factor was nothing to borrow money against it. And now that's all changed. It's all reversed. But it's still not really playing out anything radical. The market's still, to me, really, there's nothing really around this area here, anything radical going on of people having to discount their house to sell it, people having to discount their cars to get rid of them, I mean, in a radical way. But at the same time, you're hearing that the repos are up. But once again, to me, it's like, can you discount that conversation? Can you lessen the value of that statement? Is it really factual? Are the repos really happening in record numbers again? I'm just not hearing it. I'm not seeing it. I don't see these car dealerships talking about it. These car dealerships I deal with, they'll tell you it's malarkey. It's clickbait. It's YouTubers looking for clickbait that just want to lure you into their channel and preach the doom and gloom. But the reality is it's not happening the way they present it to be. So those YouTube channel people are discounted in my. I mean, I don't watch a lot of YouTube guys. I used to kind of watch some of these guys, and I just don't watch anymore because it's like, oh my gosh, it's the same story close to 3 years later from Dan the Man in California, allegedly saying the whole country's going to come to a collapse. And trust me, it should have with the Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank and Bank Republic, but it hasn't yet. I do know this much. Credit lines on many businesses have been discounted. Yeah, they've been lowered or they've been turned off. But that just started happening here, excuse me, in the last week or two. That just started happening. So if anybody's following my channel, it is factual that the credit lines for small businesses just here in the last week, 2 weeks, have been either turned off or discounted, meaning if they had a $100,000 line of credit, they probably now have a $25,000 or $50,000 line of credit. But the odds are they don't have a line of credit anymore because it's been turned off. Yeah, this is going on behind the scenes. So how's that going to play out down the road? I don't know. It takes time. People just don't go broke. Banks don't come and take cars when you're late 30 days. Homes aren't repossessed if you're late 30 days. This turns into 4, 5, 6 month, endeavors. And so even if people right now are truly down to the bare bones and things are at their dire straits, it's going to take the next 90, 120 plus days before you'd even really start seeing that. So, we're now into like the end of summer. But that's the thing. 2021, I predicted in 2022, what we're seeing right now is what 2022 would have been. So, it's interesting times ahead. Hope I'm wrong. I mean, I gain nothing from this country going broke. That's who I am. I'm just, as an individual, trying to look around and discount the fact that what's being said isn't really the real things that are really happening. And that's the media machine more than ever. And that's why I just said a little while ago, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the media machine's problem now. So who's going to start targeting Elon Musk? What organization? Is George Soros, his son, going to start doing devious things to Elon Musk? Is he going to try to obliterate Twitter? Is he going to try to tarnish Elon Musk? I mean, where is it going? I think that that's the next main media focal point is Elon Musk. I think that he's going to be so strong in his ways and views and ideas and try to discount so much of the content that the liberal and the George Soros media machine supports, that he's going to be discounted beyond believable of somebody trying to just, shut him down. Shut me down, right? That's what I'm doing now. I'm going to shut myself down. All right, everybody. Hey, just another morning of conversations, ideas, thoughts, views, and that's all. And so, loving riding motorcycles again, and need to get to Tennessee. Man, I've been down to Tennessee since when? Phew. I'm trying to think. I mean, even for me, was that back in January? It was back in January. Yeah, I got things. I need to get back to Florida. I mean, I got so many things I need to do, but I got so many things up here I got to do. It's just, wow. Yeah, yikes. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Stay safe.